Tonight on News 46, Miss Senior Nye County is crowned over the weekend.
Symphony Animal Foundation has an Easter basket for you.
And Carl Moore speaks about the history of Pahrump. News 46 starts now.
News 46 is brought to you by Affiliated Chiropractic and Affiliated Physical Therapy. Come in for your free consultation. Call 775-727-8900. Our goal is to create the individual treatment plan that will restore your health and end pain. You're watching KPVM News 46 at 5 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, April 20th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine for News 46. Topping our news this evening, the winner of this year's Miss Senior Nye County is Terry Rogers. She took home the crown this weekend at the Pahrump Nugget.
Very excited. Very, very excited.
Tell me a little bit about the pageant.
Well, the pageant's been around for 5 years. Actually, the Miss Senior America pageant's been around for a long time, but Scotty started the Miss Senior Nye County pageant about 5 years ago.
So today, what did you do for your talent?
I played a steel pan drum and did a clog dance.
And you're going to go on to the state pageant, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Linda Bird, of course. I was first runner-up. I did interpretive dance to Josh Gorbin's Broken Vow, and I guess I have to go on to the state pageant, too.
And Jan Brown?
Yes, my name is Jan, as you said, and my talent was singing. I sang a tune, Doris Day tune, and the audience seemed to appreciate it and like it. And since I'm second runner-up, I'm just waiting to see when I'm called.
What's some of the things that you guys would like to do for the community?
Oh, we'll do all the charity events that we can, as we have done in the past years. And anything anybody wants to do, we will do. We have a cameo club that does entertaining. So anytime anybody needs any entertainment, we'll come out and do that.
And you guys are all entertainers. You guys are all...
We are all line dancers. Yes, we are entertainers. We are all also part of the High Desert Line Dance Group.
Yesterday at 2:15 in the afternoon, a pursuit began on US 95 involving an occupant driving a yellow Hummer. The occupant pointed a rifle at a motorist on US 95 north of Beatty. Contact was made with the suspect's vehicle and pursued southbound on US 95 by Nye County Sheriff's Office and Nevada Highway Patrol. The suspect's vehicle was disabled by Nye County Sheriff's deputies using spike strips. The suspect's vehicle continued for another mile until both front tires were flat. There were two occupants in the vehicle, a male driver and a female passenger. They were both taken into custody without incident. A M1 carbine rifle was recovered from the front seat of the vehicle and found to be loaded with a round in the chamber and the safety off. A bullet hole in the windshield of the suspect's vehicle was also observed and was a result of the rifle being discharged. After interviewing the female passenger, she stated the male suspect was attempting to pull the rifle from the vehicle when ordered to exit by deputies, but she was able to keep it from him. After conducting the investigation into this case, it was found that the female passenger was also a victim and was released. Arrested was 93-year-old Corey Putnam, who is being held on $209,323 bail for the following charges: kidnapping, discharging a weapon out of a vehicle, aiming or discharging a firearm at a human, drawing a firearm in a threatening manner, eluding, reckless driving, and speeding. The victim whose car was fired upon was 44-year-old David Bruce Martin, and the kidnapped female passenger is 36-year-old Kelly Ruthman Jamerson.
Ace Hardware's Carl Moore has lived in Pahrump for many years, actually before there was even electricity. The Pahrump Valley Museum hosted a lecture series this weekend in which Mr. Moore gave interesting details regarding the path to Pahrump.
Well, thank you. I was asked to do it last year, and some things came up running for politics that didn't allow me to do that, and so they rescheduled me for this year, and I was very excited to do it, talk about the history of Pahrump and growing up here and the things growing up, being here so long and seeing the changes that I've seen in the Valley.
Your family and your wife's family were so key in the growth of Pahrump.
Well, yeah, I hope so. I'm, very much involved with it. Both families, my family and my wife's family, both being longtime residents and stuff. And one of the things we talked about here today was about a community coming together for the good of the community, not everybody having their own agenda. It's like building the park down here, Petrack Park, and the arena and those kind of things. It was all done by volunteers. It wasn't done by the town or the county or anything. It was like the people in the community saw a definite need, something they wanted, so they all came together and did it. And those are the kind of things that I think we lack, and it's extremely important. I wanted to talk about, I could talk for hours about this, about the changes and that kind of stuff, about like 4th of July, how much fun that used to be, and the old harvest festivals, and the things that we used to do. And it came together in the Harvest Festival, which people didn't realize. That was after all the crops were grown, after the cotton was picked and everything out. It was a time for that community, the ranchers, to come together and just let off some steam and celebrate. And that's how that whole thing came together. And that's where it originally started. And it's kind of sad that we've gone away from the things that are important.
I saw that the audience was so interested in asking so many questions of you.
A lot of the people were I knew some of the people had been here a while, and a lot of people had no idea what Pahrump was like, and so being here for 46 years, literally growing up here, I saw a lot of changes and a lot of things happen. So I'd be glad to share that with somebody.
So when are you going to speak again so people who missed this lecture series can hear more about it? Because some of the most interesting things had to be Phil Huff talking about the other day, how you grew up without electricity here and how Ace Hardware came about, and it was Floyd's Hardware then, and how it came about,
Actually, I was just on the way out. They just asked me, and I think the Friends of the Library are going to contact me. They just asked me if I would speak there. And so I don't know exact dates or anything, but hopefully we'll get it and let people know if they have any questions and want to come down and afterwards and pick my brain and that kind of stuff. Be more than happy to help them. And it's just our history of our valley, which I think is very important, because you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from.
You need to write a book?
Let me think about that. No, I don't know that I have the patience to sit down and spend the hours upon hours writing all that out. Yeah. That would be good. I've had three or four people said you need to do that, and I've never been something that I really wanted to do.
I know that if you want to see a little piece of history, if you go up to Floyd's Ace Hardware up there, you get to see all this old memorabilia and pictures on the wall. As you go in the doors, both sides are full of pictures and memorabilia and those kind of things. And it's just kind of a photographic history of where we came from. There's even pictures of me when I was 16 years old up there. I was going, oh, that's scary. All right, so let us know when you speak at the Friends of the Library, and thanks so much for speaking with us.
Okay, thank you very much. It was just, like I said, just before I saw you, they just asked me about that. So, I'm hopefully something will be done there, and I'll be glad to go up and speak with them.
Thank you.
And just a slight correction on the previous story of the arrest. That was 39-year-old Putnam, not 93-year-old. I had a small dyslexic moment. Folks, if you're looking for a special Easter gift, you can get a one-of-a-kind basket and help Symphony Animal Foundation's No-Kill Shelter. It's all happening at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza this Saturday. We spoke to Lorraine Russo-Harper.
Deanna, we had a booth to raise funds to help us build the No-Kill Sanctuary here at the Pahrump Valley Cruisers Car Show. It was an awesome car show, and we did great at our booth. It was very, very successful. We were selling Easter baskets, and we were selling car wash tickets because, we have our big car wash next weekend, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza, so everybody come out and get your car washed.
And this is only $5 to get your car washed at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza, and it all benefits the Symphony Animal Foundation.
All the proceeds go to Symphony. The Sheldon over at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza was so kind. He's actually has hot dogs for everybody at the Auto Plaza next weekend. to help us out. He's got the guys washing the cars. We're supplying the people to dry the cars. We'll have our Easter baskets there for sale once again because it is the Saturday before Easter. And they're all handmade. They're beautiful, beautiful baskets. And, of course, all the money helps the animals.
Wonderful. And can you get your tickets now ahead of time?
You can. You can buy them at Wolfie's. We actually are pre-selling them. We pre-sold a lot here today, and we'll be pre-selling them all week at Wolfie's. So come on in, get your car wash tickets, help support Symphony, and I look forward to seeing everybody next weekend.
Wonderful. And we can all buy our baskets, just one-stop shopping for the baskets here. What a wonderful thing, right the day before Easter. Tell us who donated these.
Actually, they were all made by one of our volunteers. They're all handmade. So I went out and I bought all the candy and the little toys and everything in the basket was either donated to us. Symphony has purchased the baskets. I purchased all the candy. And one of our volunteers graciously donated all her time, made these beautiful, beautiful baskets, handmade all the bows. They're beautiful.
They're not just for kids, but you have adult baskets as well.
We do. We have spa products and jewelry and wine and all the things that us adults need to cope with the kids.
There you go. And for Symphony Animal Foundation's website to donate, you can do that online, can't you?
You can. You can donate online at symphonyanimalfoundation.org. As you know, I am the GM at Wolfie's and Best Western. I am always at the property. If someone would like to come and drop off a check, I would love to take your check for the animals. And I can be reached at safanimals@aol.com or 702-528-4997 is my cell phone.
Thank you. We'll be seeing you there at Front Vallejo Plaza this weekend. Tell what time it is again.
We start at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, April 23rd, the Saturday before Easter at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And coming up, a spring fling was held over the weekend.
In part 4 of our talk with Dr. Tenori and Associates, we'll have this and more coming up right after the break. Keep it here.
No cause, meaning they didn't give a cause, because in the contract there would be reasons to terminate contract, and there's also a no cause. So the termination was done, my understanding, at no cause. Didn't say because of this event we cancel it. So it says we chose, don't ask us why, to make that decision. It was a unilateral decision made by one entity and thousands of patients. The estimate now between it's not only in Pahrump. This decision is affecting Vegas, is affecting Overton, it's affecting different counties. So my understanding is about 36,000 patients that they're facing this break relationship with their doctors as we speak now.
You said that this may change and that you think that they might reverse this decision. Do you think that people calling the 1-800-Medicare line will help?
Well, definitely will help, because if that's a business decision, okay, and there are entities, I don't think Medicare, as in regulations, I'm not speaking for Medicare, I'm using common sense. Okay, I don't think Medicare wants our seniors to be forced to go into a different relationship with different doctors. They were originally, and this is where if there's anything annoying to me about anything, is the following. These patients normally we see, they became seniors. We know them for a bunch of years. So the sales people, they catch them, they invite them for a treat, and they ask them, if they promote or sell them this product. So they were our patients before they were senior dementia patients. I'm talking about the overwhelming majority of these patients. We know them for a bunch of years. But somehow their path crossed with the sales people from senior dementia. The patient asked the question, if I sign on these products, can I keep my doctor? Sure, you can keep your doctor. I guarantee you every patient who has an active doctor has asked this question. Overwhelming most of my patients, when they switch from one insurance to another, say, oh, we ask if we can keep you, and they said, yes, you can. This is how I know. I'm not speculating. And yet, after they signed up as senior dementia or HPN, they gave themselves the right to take away our patient. They were our patient before they were senior dementia patients. And now yet they're doing this one. Second thing I'm going to say, since I mentioned the word active, they have until September 30th to make a decision. But also there's 120 days beyond September 30th, which will take us to almost January 31st. Meaning all patients who have active condition, whether diabetes, hypertension, cancer, any active condition, and most our seniors have, they have until January 31st to make that decision. So if we have for everybody until September 30th, and for a good number of patients who are actively being treated, they have until January 31st. There's no reason to make a decision overnight. And that's the message we want to convey.
To see this interview in its entirety, go to KPVM.TV or KPVM's YouTube site.
And sometimes you never know what a kid will remember from a fishing trip. Fifth grader Kepa Bengochia loves going fly fishing with her grandfather Steve Swecker. On one fishing trip, she remembers fishing next to a huge tree. Throughout the day, she would sit and lean against the tree. So when her fifth grade class at French Ford Middle School in Winnemucca began drawing their entries for this year's Free Fishing Day poster contest, she incorporated that tree into her drawing. Apparently, the judges at the Nevada Department of Wildlife loved the tree as well, as Bengochia's entry was selected as the winner of the 2011 Free Fishing Day poster contest from some 473 entries. Her drawing will be featured on the 2011 poster promoting Free Fishing Day in Nevada and will also be on the 2012-2013 Nevada Fishing Guide magazine. As the winner, she will receive a framed copy of her artwork and a fishing rod and reel, and she and her family will also be treated to a guided fishing outing.
The Church of the Pentecost held a Spring Fling Carnival this past weekend with lots to do for the entire community.
We are here at the Spring Jubilee Carnival at the Church of Pentecost on Wood Chips. We're going to speak to James Monroe.
Oh, we're just putting together a free community carnival. We have rides, games, and again, everything's free. We just wanted to provide something to the community.
What made you want to do this?
You know, a lot of people that have been in Pahrump for a while have understood that we always say there's nothing for kids to do out here. Everybody's heard that once or twice. And a few of us out here decided, you know, instead of just saying there's nothing to do for kids, let's make something to do for kids.
There are so many people here and so many different activities. Tell me some of them.
Oh, right here next to us we have a paintball target shoot going on, and as kids seem to love it. We have an obstacle course, a bouncy house. We're going to have a hayride here in a few minutes. We have the rock-a-lanch guy here, and we got just a multitude of small kiddie games.
Wonderful. Who do we have to thank for all this? Because I know you have a lot of good sponsors.
We have 3 different types of sponsors. Our main sponsors are the event sponsors, who is the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza, also the Church of Pentecost as an event sponsor, and then we had an anonymous sponsor from a person who has a deceased family member who wanted to put all the money into this. Then we have booth sponsors who we had Pahrump Valley Rentals was a booth sponsor, Wolfenstein Construction, Floyd's Construction, and the Rock-a-Lanch, Cup of Faith, and unfortunately I can't remember the rest.
Was this open to the public or just members of the church?
This is open to the entire community of Pahrump. Everybody's free to come.
And it's free to the community.
All the games, all of the rides are free.
Wonderful. And tell people a little bit more about the services here at the Church of Pentecost.
We have Sunday school service on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We run buses that pick children up, and it doesn't cost anything for the Sunday school also. Then we have praise and worship at Sunday night at 7 o'clock, and we have a Wednesday night Bible study at 7:30.
Where are we located?
This is 781 South Wood Chips.
And phone number for more information.
775-727-6681 is the church phone number.
Thank you so much.
The kid at the end who rapped was named Dakota Salzwittle. You can see his entire rap at the KPVM.TV or KPVM's YouTube site.
And the Nye County Board of Commissioners meeting yesterday had a call to action. The discussion, deliberation, and possible decision to take legal action necessary to enforce provisions of the subdivision improvement, maintenance, and warranty agreement for the Ishani Ridge subdivision.
15-8, District Attorney. Action, discussion, deliberation, and possible decision to take all legal action necessary to enforce provision of a subdivision improvement, maintenance, and warranty agreement for Ishani Ridge.
Ishani Ridge is currently involved in litigation with UICN. The one problem that we do have with Ishani Ridge is that during the development And again, they, from what I've been able to pull together, they were issued will serve letters by UICN. Houses were constructed, and Nye County actually issued certificates of occupancy for 10 houses that were constructed in this development. This board entered into a subdivision improvement maintenance warranty agreement with Prump 88, requiring that they perform water, sewer system, street improvements, and be completed within 3 years. In October 12th of 2010, last year, Mr. Fanning issued a notice of default on them not completing the necessary water, sewer system, street improvements within the 3 years as provided. If we called in the bond, we could have the work completed, and then the question comes in, is that really going to solve the problem that we have with the Shawnee Ridge?
James W. Scott, S-C-O-T-T.
Yes, sir.
I'm the one of the managers for Prump 88. 88 has a $590,000 deposit with UICN. And we, in November, agreed, and there's an agreement that was negotiated to release the $17,000 that they're requesting, that UICN is requesting to recertify those lines. And we suggested and we agreed to deduct that from the prepaid connection fees. That's what the $590,000 is for. Prepaid connection fees for all 250 homes. We agreed to allow them to deduct that in November, and that would have solved this issue in November.
Hi, my name is Wendy Barnett, B-A-R-N-E-T-T. I'm the Regional Director for Utilities, Inc. of Central Nevada. UICN did issue will serve letters. Will serve letters are always contingent upon the party, the customer, the applicant, fulfilling tariff requirements. In this case, those tariff requirements were not fulfilled, and therefore we could not provide service. It is absolutely true that we have developers' money, and the $590,000 is about the right amount of money, rounded up, rounded down, rounded around. We have sought a state court action to try to be able to reallocate those monies. As Mr. Scott said months ago, there was an agreement to be able to use those funds to be able to provide service to the homeowners, which UICN very much wants to do. However, Prump 88 would never sign the agreement, and therefore we cannot reallocate monies that are paid by us for a party for a specific purpose. And while I care about those investors and want to support them, my main concern immediately is to get Mr. Riggs service and then be able to check the lines and get the service to the other 6 homes. That has been my goal since the beginning of this.
There is a hearing on the 4th or 5th of next month, and if we could, or if I could direct you to take what appropriate action that you can do to look into that and maybe even be involved in that.
Commissioner, that's absolutely appropriate to do. The only thing is we just can't go into in-depth discussion about what different options there might be for us to do because it's not on the agenda. Yeah, the motion was, as I was directed by Commissioner Boraski, to explore different options and come back at a different meeting.
Sam, have you got this?
Give us.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Further discussion?
None. Thank you.
Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
The board voted unanimously to have the DA continue seeking alternative solutions for this problem without calling the bond. Dan Shinhoffen suggested the two parties go outside and resolve the issue privately. However, the DA stated that they could not be involved. And if you had a chance to get outside today, you probably noticed we had a really beautiful day out there. Did you get out there?
Yeah, I did. It was nice.
I started this morning out at a ribbon cutting, and it was just gorgeous for us. And you know what? The nice temperatures and the breeze, it was great, except we got lots of gusty winds still, you know, and this hasn't changed for us, and nor will it anytime soon. But we do got maybe a slight chance of rain coming up in the future, maybe this Sunday. I don't know. We'll take a look and see. Don't go anywhere. We got your 7-day forecast right after this break.
News 46 is brought to you by Affiliated Chiropractic and Affiliated Physical Therapy. Come in for your free consultation. Call 775-727-8900. Our goal is to create the individual treatment plan that will restore your health and end pain.
We continue tonight with healthcare partners concerning the change in Medicare's insurance, senior dimensions, and Health Plan of Nevada concerning healthcare providers.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather. Today we had a cloudy day out there. At least mostly. The clouds are expected to depart for us by tonight. We had a high of 84 degrees. Winds out of the southwest, 12 miles per hour, with gusts upwards of 32 miles per hour. Our pressure holding steady on the barometer, leveled off at 29.87. Sunrise was at 6:04 a.m., and our record high was 95 degrees back in 1950. Now, looking at tonight, it's expected to be clear out there. We get a low of 55 expected for the night. Winds out of the west-southwest at about 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 23 miles per hour, so still pretty breezy for us out there. Sunset will be at 7:22 p.m., and our record low is 22 degrees back in 1967. Middle of April, 22 degrees. That'd be pretty cold. Looking at our 7-day forecast, Thursday, looking pretty nice for us. 80 degrees for the high, 52 for the low, with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Friday, 23 mile per hour gusts expected, a high of 80 and a low of 47. Saturday and Sunday, not looking much different for our lows. We got 47s across the board. But Saturday, we got a high of 77 with gusts up to 37 miles per hour. Sunday, you're looking at 45 mile per hour gusts with a high of 78. Moving into next week, Monday, about 40 mile per hour gusts expected. We'll probably get a wind advisory if those winds hold firm. 77 degrees for the high, 47 degrees for the low. And finishing off our 7-day forecast, next Wednesday, you're looking at 88 mile per hour, or 88 degrees for the high with 59 degrees for the overnight low, and gusts up to 19 miles per hour. And for those of you who are patients of Dr. Tenori, you will want to wish him a happy birthday the next time you see him. The local doctor celebrates his birthday today.
If you have a graduating senior at Pahrump Valley High School, you can pre-order your graduation DVD from KPVM now. They are selling for $25 each. Call 727-9400, extension 209.
And folks, I think that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine.
From everyone up here on the hill at KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Rob.
Good night.